Hi, I'm back to talk about Mental Health Awareness Week, and this time I'm going to talk about one of the steps to regaining your mental health that I talk about in Beyond the Label. And the very first step is diet. So the 10 steps that I talk about in the book, and I'm just looking for the book. I have a copy around here, but oh, there it is. I left it there. I'll show you again in case you haven't seen it. So here it is, Beyond the Label. And the 10 steps to regain your mental health are diet, sleep, exercise, and managing stress. And then the next levels that I think are important are looking at your thoughts and your emotions, how you behave and react in the world, the environment, from 3 perspectives, which I'll get into before the week is out here, hopefully. And then spirituality and wrapping everything up in love and compassion for yourself. So today I'm just going to have a quick chat about diet. And what I did actually is I broke out the diet section in the book into another book, which is called The Essential Diet, Eating for Mental Health. Maybe I pulled that away too quick. Does that work? The Essential Diet. Eating for Mental Health. Oh, and you know what else I just realized? I don't have my headphones on, so I'm really hoping you can hear me. Maybe I need to go and get those as well. Well, hopefully you can hear me. Sorry about that. Oh, you know what? I have a pair. I don't know if that pair would work. And I'm not sure that I want to walk around my house. Maybe I'll do that. Sorry, because you know what? I don't know. I'm such a rookie at this. Oh, there they are. Okay, sorry guys. Here is I'll put my headphones in real quick. Sorry about that little technical glitch. I'll go back into my space here in my office. I'm just going to plug this in because I think it might be better recording quality. Isn't this fun? Not for me. Talk about stress. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. Back to the diet. So, diet is huge, and our society, I think, is really confused. And I also think that the food industry wants us to be confused about what to eat. So I know that there's lots of conversations around being vegetarian, being vegan, being paleo, being keto, being, back in the day, the Atkins diet, the South Beach diet, the watermelon diet, fasting, intermittent fasting. And it gets a little bit crazy. And I think what people have to understand is most have a vested interest from a marketing perspective to want you to follow their specific program and their specific plan. So for myself, I had some deep cracks in my mental health foundation, as I mentioned yesterday, because I started off with an eating disorder. And I have really been looking at that piece for the last 35 years. And ultimately, I think food and your body comes down to the relationship that you have with yourself. This concept of self-esteem, self-love, self-worth. And so, yes, it's about the food, but it's also about how you feel about yourself. And so, from a food perspective, a really basic place to start is by eating or shopping only around the perimeter of the grocery store. So avoiding the aisles as much as you can, because that is where the boxed and canned and bagged and processed food lies. So the reason I titled the book The Essential Diet is because there are essential nutrients that you cannot make, that you have to get from your diet in order to make hormones and neurotransmitters. And if you're missing these basic building block precursors, you're going to have a hard time forming tryptophan, if you're missing, for example, tryptophan, which is an essential amino acid, you will not make serotonin. So that's one of the main pathways in the body to be aware of. So, and I can see some people are signing in, and I'm really sorry, guys. I'm not great at the whole typing and talking, so I'm just going to say a general hello. And so back to this whole thing. So for myself, I can tell you what happened was I was struggling, as most people know, with my mental health for a long time. And I was hiding this eating disorder piece. And also, I was an exercise I'm going to say, pretty obsessed about exercise. And so if I overate at a particular meal, then I would try to compensate the next day with my exercise piece. So that's really common. And if any clinicians are watching this, you really want to be asking the right questions of your patients. You want to be asking that particular question, which is, if you sacrifice your diet one day, do you overcompensate with exercise the next day? And for myself, that served me quite well for a long time, until somebody pointed that out to me. They're like, well, Chris, if you didn't actually eat half the cake, maybe you wouldn't have to run 20 miles the next day. And that was like a really foreign concept to me. I was like, well, what do you mean? What? Really? You can do that? And my friend was like, well, yeah, maybe you don't have to have so much, and then you don't have to go and do all that pounding it out on the pavement the next day. So I realized that I hadn't really addressed my eating issues because that's what I did to compensate for them. So basically, when we're talking about diet, I'm not here to say that you need to follow something specific, but what I am here to say is that you need certain essential nutrients in order to make the neurotransmitters and the hormones that are required for mental health. So those essential nutrients include amino acids, which come from protein. So I had also been a vegetarian, and I was deficient in, the only essential amino acid actually that I was deficient in was tryptophan. And not one doctor ever asked me what I was eating. So this is a really important piece of the puzzle. You have to find out what your patients are, what are they eating, and do a nutritional analysis. Actually analyze the diet from a macro and a micro perspective. And that's something that I do for my patients. So you want to start there, because yes, you have to be able to supplement if you are having gaps in your diet. And a lot of people do. So the other essential nutrients are, from my perspective, are what's required to make the pathway convert from tryptophan all the way down the pathway to serotonin. And the nutrients that are required for that are vitamin C, magnesium, zinc, B5, iron. Those are the primary nutrients that are also required. So if you're deficient in those, you may not make it down that pathway to make the serotonin that you're looking for. And the other essential nutrient that is a key is fat. And our society has become really fat phobic. And as a result, there's fat-free everything in the grocery store. But what have you replaced fat with? And that's the question you have to ask yourself. So they've replaced fat with chemicals. So you got to ask yourself, what's my body made of? Is it made of fat? Where's a big lump of fat that everybody has? Right here. Okay? Oh, I shouldn't point my finger like that. That's not very good, especially for Mental Health Awareness Week. Oh boy. But anyway, this is a big lump of fat. And so you need the good fats. You really need the good fats. So what did the food industry do? They created margarine, and they created what's called trans fats. And our body can't use those. So you want to be having healthy, good fats in your diet. So think avocado, nuts, cashews, pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, almonds, walnuts. Think butter, grass-fed. Think eggs. Think meat. And the good oils, so like flax oil and obviously salmon, any form of fish. I mean, fish is a little bit complicated because of the reality is we're kind of destroying the environment as human beings on the planet. And so the wild salmon is what's best, but you do want to eat that. You do want to eat that, and you'd have to eat a lot of it in order to accumulate heavy metals. And I would definitely say avoid farmed fish and be aware of packaging. So one day I went to buy some salmon, and this was in Sobeys, which maybe the quality might be questionable. No offense to any Sobeys out there. Hopefully I won't get some nasty emails from Sobeys, but they had put on their labeling fresh fish. It was fresh salmon is what they labeled it as. So I went and I asked the guy, well, what does that mean? What does fresh mean? Is it farmed or is it wild? And he said, oh, no, it's wild. Or sorry, it's farmed. And I said, well, why does it not say that then? Why does it say fresh? And then he said, well, we're just trying to market it. And I was like, well, that's a little bit misleading, in my opinion. So the other thing about diet for me is, because I've have the eating disorder piece of the puzzle, is what is it that you really need? And if you find yourself reaching for food in moments of stress and you're emotionally eating and you're using food to calm yourself in some regard, then we need to look at that stress management piece, because really what this is about is learning how to manage your stress and learning how to cope with the demands that are upon you. And this is a big thing for me. I'm still actually working on this. I still reach for food when I'm stressed, and I have been really stressed this last year, I can tell you. And the thing for me is it's about awareness. And so I have that piece, and I've been working on building that capacity within myself to go and journal instead, to play or interact with my husband, for example, like we've been playing crib lately. And so spending some time and just talking. And because we're self-employed, it's really hard for us to not talk about work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So we both have to work hard at just spending time together where we're not talking about our business, where we're not talking about our patients or cases or difficult things that we have going on with respect to the patients that we see. So asking yourself what you really need is an important piece of this as well. So I'm going to sign off because I realize I can talk a long time, and I could talk for a long time about diet alone. And I'll mention that I have created a course for people if they're interested in diving a little bit deeper than the concepts that are discussed in Beyond the Label. But if you're looking for a place to start, the next time you go to the grocery store and do your big grocery shop, try to just stick to the perimeter of the store. And if you want a place to start, I recommend the Essential Diet, because it really is helpful to answer the question for people where they say, well, I don't know what to eat. So I outline it all for you with the 2 weeks of food, the grocery shopping lists, the recipes. I mean, the only thing that's missing in this is me actually coming to your house and making it for you, which I would love to do, but I do have a solution for you. There's a woman that I've met recently, and she's called the Meals Maven, and she can come, and she will come and actually make the meals for you. And she's, I think, amazingly priced for the value and the service that she gives, because one of the struggles most of my patients have is time and convenience. Everyone is so busy being busy that they're missing out on having a life. And if you're so busy being busy, you need the Meal Maven because she can do the grocery shopping for you. I mean, nowadays you can shop online, for crying out loud. But anyway, I still like going to the store, picking out my own vegetables, picking out my own fruit. It's part of my self-care routine. And I love that part of taking care of myself. So I'm going to stop there, and I thank you for listening. And again, if you're looking for a place to start, see if you can pick up the Essential Diet. It's in bookstores, like online bookstores like Amazon and Chapters and Barnes and Noble. It's available in our clinic. It's a great little gift for Mother's Day. It's coming up here around the corner. It's a wonderful place for people to start if you don't know what to eat and you're wanting to support yourself with the essential nutrients so that you can support your mental health. Because as much as people may say to you that diet doesn't matter, it absolutely does. You are what you eat. You really are. So make sure that you're fueling your body with the right gas. And treat your body like it is a Ferrari. You want to be putting the right materials into your body so that you have the building blocks to be mentally well. So I'll be coming back tomorrow. Oh boy, I think I bit off more than I can chew signing on every day here for Mental Health Week, but I'm sticking to it. I'm gonna be back tomorrow, and I'm gonna tackle the second steps in the 10 steps that I talk about in Beyond the Label, and I'll post the links below regarding the course if that's of interest to you, and the books, and I look forward to coming back tomorrow, and we'll talk about sleep, and maybe we'll touch on maybe both sleep and exercise tomorrow, because I'm realizing I've got 10 steps to talk about and I've only got 5 days left here, I think. So, okay, sending everybody healing thoughts. Bye for now.